Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's the same day as the previous video. So the video I just uploaded, it's the same day as that day, except it's like now very late. But anyway, welcome to the build battle video. I hope you're doing very well. If you don't already know what build battles is, just check the link in the description. It will send you to a tweet and it kind of explains like a competition in Obby Creator that we do every month. This month the theme was Racetrack. And I had such a difficult time rating it this month. We had like 15 builds that I was like thought were the best. So I'm gonna try and go pretty quick on this one because I feel like build battle videos kind of drag on a little bit. So let's get straight in. All right, and here are the builds for the build quality category. Okay, so we're gonna be doing this in a little bit of a reaction style. It looks like I'm reacting to the build. I don't know. I thought it'd be quicker to do. All right. Here's the first build in the build quality category. It's by SpaceMax38, and they've built this cool racetrack. It's a pretty... It's not, you know, they haven't gone for hyper-realism, but I still think it's built really well. And the racetrack is kind of in a desert, like in some kind of ruins, like it looks like it's been abandoned. I think it's really cool. They've used around 1,000 parts, so they haven't used the full 2,000 parts. But overall, I mean, it looks amazing. I think it's a really cool style, even though it's not that most, like, hyper-realism kind of vibe. This is the second build. It's by XYZ Creeper, and they've gone for something completely different. They've gone for like a apocalyptic kind of, you know, dystopian vibe, and people are racing down this wasteland track, and it's super cool because they've even got the cars. Look, this one's jumping and shooting bullets or something. That's really cool. When you hear the word racetrack, you kind of don't think of this, but it's pretty creative, but it's also very well built. So that's why it's in the build quality category. As I said, there are so many great builds this month. But yeah, this is the build, and it's got like a grandstand, and yeah, overall it just really feels like you're in the place. This is the third build quality build. It is by Foxy Raz. I actually never had to say that. They've gone for a completely different, where instead of like a showcase, I mean, it is, look how well built it is. It is built amazing, but also you can run around it. It's kind of like a racetrack that you can run around. I think it's super awesome, but yeah, it's built really well. This is the fourth one in build quality, and this one is super interesting. This one is by Zeduon and Mercury77. I'm sorry if I said your names wrong. This is like a Mario Kart themed kind of race, and I had so much fun recording this, but I also died a lot. But yeah, no, it's really well built as well. It's like kind of like the first one. It's not like hyper realism, but it's kind of cartoony, and it's got a really cool vibe to it. All right, so moving on to the most creative category. These builds are the ones that I think are the most creative. Took the coolest spin on the theme, which was racetrack. Here are the top 4 builds for that category. All right, this first one is by Dan Araki. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but they've gone for a really cool kind of cartoony vibe, and it looks really awesome. But that's really creative. It's kind of super cartoony, anime, bright colors, super awesome, very cool. This next one is by Zerisk and Peppermints. I'm sorry if I said your names wrong. This one's interesting because at the start it kind of has like a cutscene to tell you a story. Essentially, the guy's going to bed, and when he goes to bed, he has a dream, and that dream is that he's in this cartoony racetrack land. Which again, that's such a creative spin on the theme. But yeah, then you have the chance to race around this kind of dream state, you know, racetrack style vibe, and yeah, super awesome as well. Every build this month was like really different, so it's really awesome to see all the takes on this theme. This next one is by MHXX Nintendo, and they've built another one where you can actually race, but this time it's in a city. And it looks like, kind of like a Japanese, I'm going to say Tokyo. I think these characters are Japanese. And yeah, you can run around, and I think this is really cool, and it's super creative. And you can also race all your friends here. Like, it's the kind of map I could see myself racing loads of other people, and so I think that's super awesome. The next one in the creativity category, and the final build for today, is by Coil RT. I'm sorry, I can't say people's names. But this one is, again, it's not the typical racetrack that you think of. This is like a space racetrack. It reminds me a lot of Star Wars, and I got this super awesome shot here. Look at the cinematography. I kind of felt like I was a Luke Skywalker. But yeah, no, that build is super cool. And there you go, those were the top 8 submissions this month. If you liked any of those and which ones were your favorite, please click the link in the description and then go and vote for your favorites. And super awesome builds this month. Thank you very much for making the builds. And just because the builds were so awesome, here are a couple of runners up because I just couldn't leave them out of the video. They were so well made. I just love them so much. So let's have a look at those. Alright, this first one's by Bitter, and they literally built this scene and it was really realistic, and I think the most realistic thing there was this car. The race car was so realistic, it was amazing. This next one's by Doge Twirt. Again, it's really well built. I couldn't find the theme Racetrack. It doesn't feel racetracky enough, so that's why I've kind of left that one out, but it's still super awesome. This next one, this next one is so sad. This next one is so sad. They've built it so well. It's an amazing build. But they've used 3,600 parts, and the limit this month was 2,000, so that's really unfortunate. But super awesome build by I Love Ronloxalot. Yay. Super cool name as well. This build was by Good Isn't Good, and they've made like a street racing kind of vibe in Tokyo, and it's just got a really cool feel to it. It was just so close to getting in the top. I had to include it. And this submission... This submission is awesome. I couldn't find myself to put it into the Racetrack actual categories. I thought it'd be so mean, but this is so cool. They've literally just used moving parts and they've created this. They've got like a 30-second movie of someone racing. That's just, I mean, the things we can create in Obby Creator are like pretty much limitless at this point. So yeah, I just sat here watching a movie for a bit. That was super awesome. Thank you, Frosty Blizzard. Super cool. And there you go. Those were all the builds that I looked at this month. We got the top submissions and we got all the other runners up. Again, all the builds this month were like amazing. Honestly, I think like 70% of the builds that I got given, I had put for like a top prize. So there were so many. Thank you everyone for submitting, and I'll see you guys in the next build battle. Keep an eye on my Twitter and in Discord. More info on next month's build battle. Bye bye.